Modern Warfare 3 is finally here, but I see so many people using the wrong method to get their weapons max level. Do not make the same mistake. I have gone through and I have tested. I have the data, I have the numbers. I'm going to show you the best method, and we're going to be comparing the two most popular methods, and one of them I'm seeing up on a pedestal, and they're wrong. Okay, we're gonna go through that to help you save time. If you want to learn about the best strategies, the best weapons, the best settings, all things Modern Warfare 3 and future Warzone integration, make sure you're subscribed here with notifications on, because oftentimes with videos like this, when we have something that's incredibly powerful to get your guns max level, the developers don't like that and they want to get rid of it. So turn on your notifications so you can take advantage of it first before it gets patched. If you are looking for people to level up your guns with, if you're looking for people to grind with, people that some of these strategies you need a full team, make sure to join my Discord. It's the Warzone Academy Discord. A lot of cool dudes who all use the same strategies, and most of them are older, pretty chill, mature guys who, you know, you deal with Call of Duty randoms. Don't even get me started. But let's go ahead and get into it. We know in general, okay, whenever we're trying to level up our weapons, make sure to use double XP tokens. Double XP, double weapon XP, double battle pass XP. You can use all of that. There are a lot of promos out there for Doritos, Monster Energy, etc. You can do all that. There's some videos out there. Just make sure you pop these weapon XPs. Nice thing is you can actually look at your weapon XP progress in game to make sure you're constantly maximizing that. Okay, now let's get into the first mode that I see praised, and we're going to be covering all of this objectively, but it is the war mode. Okay, so for the war mode, if you're not familiar with it, it is a 3-stage mode. The first stage is basically infantry versus infantry, where you're trying to play control, basically where the attackers are pushing forward and they're trying to capture 2 objectives, Alpha and Bravo. When they capture one, it locks off, and then they have to capture the other one. If they capture both, you move into phase 2, which is now a tank escort. Think of it like payload on Overwatch, where you're basically trying to stay near the tank and push it forward through the enemy. Nice thing about these modes is the spawn points are really close to each other, so people are just constantly fighting all the time. Once you push that tank all the way forward, you then move into the third phase, which is the missile defuse or destroy section. The attacking team is pushing forward with the tank. The defenders launch a missile into the air, and it's your job to go forward and hack into the, mainframe. It sounds like a hacker movie. Just hack into the console and destroy the missile while it's in flight. You have to hack 2 separate consoles. The enemies have a chance to defuse it, and if they don't defuse it, then it's round over. You then, fortunately, flip. It's not RNG. You play both sides on every single map. From there, you're the defender. You're trying to prevent them from capturing. You're trying to prevent them from escorting. And you're trying to prevent them from defusing. So let's go ahead and talk about the general strategy for this. For this, ideally, you're in a full 6-man, or you're with teammates. And once again, you can check out the Discord and find teammates to play with there. But the best strategy is to let the timer tick down as much as you can. If you see that you're in a lobby with not so decent players, and honestly, this mode seems to have significantly less SBMM. If I'm playing Domination, Hardpoint, TDM, I always get demons no matter what. War mode, it's kind of RNG. I'll have 4 lesser skilled players on the enemy team and then 1 demon, or sometimes I'll just have all kind of free kills. But what you're going to do is you're going to try to team up, okay? And then you're going to wait until the timer expires, or gets close to expiring, because every time the timer hits 0, there's a little overtime timer. So as you're attacking, you're kind of chilling, you're waiting, you're farming, and then you start to get to about a minute left, 30 seconds left, then you capture those points really aggressively. When you're with the tank, you push the tank forward, but then you start going past the tank and you just start farming the enemies inside of their spawn and leaving the tank behind you, because we want to get the most out of the lobby as we can. Once the timer starts to get too low, push that tank all the way forward. And then we're going to do the exact same thing, where we're going to go into the missile silo. We're going to push forward. We're not going to try to defuse. We're actually going to go to their spawn and keep them locked into their spawn, and we're not going to defuse. Then what you can actually end up doing is when you reach these overtime segments, when you're attacking, you're trying to defuse the bomb, right? And it takes a few seconds for you to enter into it and defuse it. You can actually go to that. As the overtime timer is ticking down, you can start the defusal process and then hop off, and it'll reset the timer. So I've seen situations where they've had 5 people holding them in enemy spawn and 1 guy tapping it, and it just resets the timer, and they were just farming them indefinitely. Okay, so that's the general strategy there. It works really well. I'm going to show you the XP here in a moment, but let's talk real quick about the second mode. Okay, the second mode that we're going to look at is the zombies mode, and this one shocked me. Okay, I hated DMZ. I thought it was boring. I didn't think there was enough interaction, and player versus player combat was kind of weird. DM zombies, or whatever you want to call it, is actually a lot of fun. I was shocked by how much I enjoyed this, and also how much XP I got. Okay, so for the zombies mode, there's 3 tiers. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. You can see it on the mini-map. Each one progressively gets more difficult. But fortunately, we don't need to be fully kitted out. We don't need to have max levels, max weapons, anything like that. We're going to pick the weapon that we want to have max leveled into our insured slot. Now, if you end up dying with this weapon, your insured slot will take, I think it's like an hour for it to reset. But fortunately, you can just pick up any of your contraband items if you don't have those max level, or you can go to weapons in game. There are wall buy stations on the minimap, and you can buy a weapon off of there. So you've got a lot of options here to get your weapon that you need. But in general, using this strategy, I doubt you're going to die unless you just make a stupid mistake, okay? So the strategy is, when you get into the map, obviously make sure you load in with the weapon that you want. Find a vehicle. The map is huge. It's pretty tough to move around. Find a find a truck. Find a dune buggy. Just be careful if you're running over zombies. You'll get XP, but it damages your vehicle every time you run over a zombie. Okay. From there, we're gonna start doing contracts. But we're not just going contract farming. Bear with me here. We're gonna grab a contract until we have enough money to get a pack-a-punch. So I would suggest doing the bounty. You basically have one armored zombie that you're gonna take out, and it was super easy to kill. I would suggest that. Some of the other contracts were taking me like, 5-10 minutes to accomplish. That one took me like, I don't know, 30 seconds. It was really pretty easy to knock out. Once we have enough money, we're going to pack a punch our weapon. While we're also doing that, we're going to look in some of these crates. We're going to look on the ground, and we're going to see if we can find these upgrades. They'll be green, blue, purple, orange. They're all rarity upgrades that you can apply to the weapon that you're holding. So not only is my gun pack-a-punched, I want to make sure it's green and then blue, and all of those will raise the base damage. Pack-a-punching is insane, by the way. I went from like a 30-round mag to a 90-round mag. Once we have a pack-a-punched weapon, this is where the XP strategy comes in. Don't go into level 2. Don't go into level 3. You get the same amount of XP for killing a level 2 zombie as you do a level 1 zombie. Go to a level 1 exfiltration extraction point, okay? And once you go up to it, you're going to see a green smoke pop up. Once you get close enough, the zombies will automatically start crawling out of the ground and auto-populating. Do not touch the exfil point yet, okay? Because you go through and you basically call in a helicopter to get you out. Go up, let those zombies come out of the ground, kill all the zombies, okay? Do your typical zombie strategy. Fortunately, we're not stuck inside of hallways. We can just run around the map. You can just start kiting those zombies, training those zombies, taking them all out. If you need to use a nade, use a nade, because fortunately, any XP you get from killing a zombie goes straight to your weapon. If you need to use your specialty mine, which is the L1R1, throw out that little mine. That'll also get you super easy kills. And of course, you have things like insta-kill, double XP, armor, max power. Don't grab the nuke, in my opinion, because we want XP for killing zombies. And if you nuke, it kind of takes away that XP. From there, we're going to go up to the helicopter, and then we're going to call in the helicopter. So we wipe all the zombies, no one left to kill. We call in the helicopter, a whole other horde of zombies come, and you do the exact same thing. Kite them around, kill them all. You're just farming XP, as you can see in the background. The helicopter comes, the timer starts ticking down. Don't get in the helicopter. We're going to let the helicopter fly away, and then the redeploy point will be on cooldown for like 45 seconds to a minute. You can run around, kill some zombies in the area, but then you go back, you can hear the smoke pop off, and then right back to it. Go up to it, don't activate it. Zombies come up out of the ground, kill all the zombies. Call in the helicopter, zombies come up out of the ground, kill all the zombies. You can do all this while vibing out to music, having a podcast, talking to whoever on the phone, throwing on some Netflix. Do what you want. This is a super easy mode. And as I'm about to show you in a second, you get unbelievable amounts of XP. So you're going to do all of that until you get close to about the 3-minute mark, and then you're going to go ahead and exfil out. And then when you exfil out, you take all that XP with you. Careful, though. Make sure you don't let the helicopter grief you. I almost messed up bad and ruined a good run. And this was a pretty inefficient run for me. I could have gotten a lot more XP. I'm going to show you the XP here in a second. Just make sure you get in the helicopters. The zombies don't get in the helicopter. So if you make it in there, you're safe, and you can just kind of farm them from there. Just be careful, because if time runs out, I imagine you're going to lose all of your XP in progress, or at least the bonus that you get for completing a raid. Okay, let's get into a real quick pro and con. So we've kind of been talking about it. For the war mode, big picture pros, there's less SBMM, okay? It's less SBMM than all the other multiplayer modes that I've been playing. You get an insane amount of kills. I've seen people get 100, 200 even kills from that mode. And in my opinion, it is the best method for multiplayer camo grinding. If you're trying to get specific camos, you're trying to accomplish challenges, it's easiest when you're not playing against demons all day. And the war mode, in my opinion, is the best. Cons, it's inconsistent. You could have teammates that are capturing objectives when you're trying to farm over time. You could have enemies that are really sweaty because, you know, SBMM is just kind of RNG. You'd also have enemies that are running around with riot shields and RPGs, which I did, which torched an entire game. If you run into people like that, either just leave or just, you know, run through them real quick or purposely let them win real quick. It's not worth it if we're trying to farm XP. Those guys are just going to make your day a lot more miserable. And then it's also best with a party, right? Obviously, join the Discord, find some homies over there, but it's a little bit inconsistent. For the zombies mode, pros, no SBMM. It's all up to you. You can run in solo. There is no PvP. It's all just AI zombies. It's a vibe, okay? It also allows you to learn the new Battle Royale map. That's Urzikstan that you're playing on while you're playing zombies. That's the new map. So you can just go ahead and do that, learn the new map while you're running around, and get ready for the Battle Royale. Con, it gets a little repetitive, I'll be honest. But, I mean, isn't all Call of Duty repetitive? We've been playing the same game for the last decade, but we still come back every year, don't we? But it's really, in my opinion, the best, and objectively, which I'm going to show you, is the best mode. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you appreciate this style of video where I help you get better at the game, I help improve your knowledge of the game, and more importantly, I show you the numbers here in a moment, subscribe with those freaking notifications on, and do me a favor, drop a like, because a lot of people are making Modern Warfare 3 content, and this helps push it to the top of the list. All right? So, for the war mode, in about 35 minutes, I got 54,896 XP. That is with double XP tokens equipped and getting just under 100 kills. I've had better maps, I've had worse maps, but about 100 kills for me is average. And with that 6 stack, I was typically getting maps anywhere from the 30 to 40 minute range. My player went from level 12, my operator went from level 12 to level 17. So I gained 5 levels. My gun went from level 1 to level 10. So I gained 10 levels in about 30 minutes. Over on the zombie side, this was my first time playing zombies. I didn't have any optimized strategy. I kind of knew a rough strategy going in, but I probably wasted too much time wandering around and doing other contracts. I did like a zombie stronghold. But in that same amount of time, about 30, 40 minutes, okay, I got 99,854 XP, basically double what I got in the same amount of time over on War. My player went from level 17 to level 25, so I gained 8 levels. And keep in mind, it takes more to gain a level for each level that you play. So I gained 5 levels on War. I gained 8 levels at higher levels playing zombies. And then I also took a gun from level 1, but instead of going from level 1 to 10, like I did over on War, I went from level 1 to level 19 over on zombies. So by far, the zombies mode is the best mode. Now, you're not going to get your camo challenges done, but in my opinion, even if you are looking for the multiplayer camo challenges, I would do the zombies mode, get that gun max level so you can build a meta build. And also for all my Warzone players who probably don't care about camos, they just want the best gun whenever Warzone drops in a month. This is the best mode, okay? Use it if you're trying to get multiplayer camos to get the gun max level. You can then build a meta build, and then you can take that meta build back into multiplayer and do the challenges instead of having to start with a weapon at level 0. But ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, and if you're probably getting a little bit of insight, because every other video that I see out there is gassing up the war mode, but this is literally twice as good. Hopefully they don't nerf it. I think they want people to try out the new mode, okay? I think they want people to try out the new map, so I would assume maybe this is intentional, but who knows at this point? Maybe it's just an accident. It might get patched, but in the meantime, grind zombies, crack open a beer, crack open a whatever, a water, stay hydrated, and just vibe out, play some zombies, get your guns max level. You can probably get most of your guns max level in like a week doing this mode. Maybe not a week, okay? I'm a streamer. I have no life. I play this game all day, and I've been actually grinding out content nonstop. So if you appreciate the content, subscribe, okay? Best settings video. It'll be linked at the end. If you're not sure about your settings, make sure to check that out. Tomorrow, I'm gonna have a video over on my second channel where I go over your Xbox console settings, your PS5 console settings, your PC Windows settings, NVIDIA control panel settings. That'll all be linked on my second channel, okay? That'll be in my description. That is a part 2 to my settings video that is like really in depth. That'll help you out with performance, okay? So if you want to check that out, and then also over on my third channel, that's where I talk about all the guns, okay? That's where we're going to talk about the best guns to use, the best builds to use, and I'm also just going to have some high octane gameplay over there. So a lot of content covering Modern Warfare 3. Make sure you're subscribed to all of them, and I will see you all on the next one. Peace.